Today's video is brought to you by Marvel's Midnight Suns. I'm Benny, known as the Comicstorian, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Scarlet Witch. Now, the Scarlet Witch is a witch. It's right there in the name. But wait, did you know that Scarlet Witch originally had nothing to do with magic? No, I'm serious. No idea why they called her a witch, though. Let's take a look at Wanda's history and see what made her one of the most powerful magic users within the Marvel Universe. Wanda Maximoff is a powerful hero that has strayed a few times into the darkness of a villain role, most of the times with disastrous effects on the overall Marvel Universe. Created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, Wanda first appeared alongside her brother Quicksilver in X-Men number 4, acting as a part of Magneto's villainous Brotherhood of the Mutants. But the siblings were often portrayed as merely fighting so that the mutants wouldn't be persecuted, and that they weren't just evil for the sake of evil. They would quickly become members of an offshoot group of Avengers, with both becoming full-time members of Earth's mightiest heroes. What would follow is a very long career in the Avengers, with several bumps in the road. Wanda would start a long-term relationship with the android Vision, which would produce 2 magically created children. The relationship wouldn't last, though, and Wanda would dip several times into being a villain. She would then go slightly crazy as she alters the very fabric of the Marvel Universe. You know, no big deal. But she'd get better and once more join the Avengers. Along the way, she would learn that she isn't actually a mutant, and that her father wasn't her real father, and that she was able to wield chaos magic. This would allow her to become one of the strongest magic users and Avengers within the 616 universe. Since she has usually been a part of a team, Wanda doesn't even have her own rogues gallery, though she has several enemies that have affected her life, which include Immortus, the High Evolutionary, Mephisto, and Magneto. Now, even though Wanda didn't start out with the ability to use magic, but instead had mutant abilities, her study and mastery of chaos magic is very important to her overall history. Originally believed to be mutants, Wanda and Pietro joined Magneto in his Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, fighting against the persecution of mutant kind. But Wanda's first milestone would be her appearance in the Avengers. First appearing as a member of an offshoot group commanded by Captain America, she would eventually become a full-fledged member of the Avengers in issue 16. She would then have several adventures with her team, eventually beginning a relationship with Vision, an android that was beginning to develop emotions. Their relationship would become focal to both heroes, with both of them deciding to get married, with the wedding taking place in giant-sized Avengers number 4. This being a comic book wedding, they of course have a fight against the time-traveling conqueror from the future, Kang, before they can actually go over their vows. Don't worry, everything's wrapped up by the time the vows are said. It was around this time that Wanda began to learn the art of chaos magic. Originally, her powers were believed to be mutant-based and allowed her to alter probabilities in her favor. Not sure where the witch thing even came from, other than maybe it sounded cool early on. But her powers then began to evolve and she was becoming more powerful. During the Knights of Wundagor's story arc, Wanda learns of the night of her birth, which took place on Mount Wundagore, a mystical place within the Marvel Universe. It is there that she learns that she is actually connected to Chthon, a god of chaos, who gave her a piece of his power during his birth. Chthon tries to use Wanda as an avatar to allow him to return to Earth, but he's stopped by the Avengers and defeated by Wanda with a combination of her new magic and the Darkhold. Afterwards, she decides to train under Agatha Harkness and learn to better use her newfound abilities. Now, during her Avengers adventures, things don't go great for Wanda and Vision. During the Vision Quest plotline, Vision is actually destroyed and rebuilt, but now without any emotions. Of course, this puts a major strain on their relationship. Wanda then magically creates twins, which, as you can imagine, an emotionless Vision doesn't really care about. But during the Darker Than Scarlet plotline, it's discovered that the twins are actually constructs created using pieces of Mephisto's soul. All of these events make Wanda go just a little bit crazy, and she starts to turn against her friends. But the Avengers do manage to stop her. But things don't get better for Wanda. The memory of her twins is suppressed, but Wanda eventually learns the truth, and after several years of being manipulated by villains and losing all of those closest to her, she finally snaps and turns against the Avengers. With her new magical abilities, Wanda is far too powerful for them and ends up killing Vision, Ant-Man, and Hawkeye during the Avengers disassembled event. Wanda then goes into hiding, protecting her father and brother while the Avengers and X-Men try to decide what her fate should be, and they finally come for her. but she taps into unheard of levels of power and alters the very fabric of reality, creating the House of M timeline, which sees her family ruling over a mutant dynasty, now the most powerful and influential people on Earth. The heroes of the Marvel Universe manage to stop her though, but Wanda utters the "No More Mutants" line, one of the most famous lines in comic books, and depowers most of the mutants on the planet, once more going into hiding. The idea here is if the mutants can't be persecuted, she'll just get rid of them. Then there's no one to persecute anymore. It's okay though, don't worry. Eventually all the mutants got better. Wanda would be gone for some time until the Children's Crusade plotline from the Young Avengers, when Wiccan and Speed, her children, discover that they are the reincarnation of her sons, and they go to search for their mother, finally finding her being held by Dr. Doom, who claims that he is behind most of the bad things in her life, hoping to gain control of her powers. Such a Dr. Doom thing to do, right? Grab one of the most powerful magic users and be like, "I did all the evil." Anyway, it's around this time that Wanda learns that not only is Magneto not her real father, but she isn't even a mutant. She and her brother were actually experimented on by the High Evolutionary, who gave them their superhuman abilities. Wanda would go on to rejoin the Avengers, acting as a member of the Uncanny Avengers. But she would also begin to wander the Marvel Universe, learning more about her true family's past with chaos magics and her mantle as the Scarlet Witch, which it turns out is more of a family title than she thought. She would then go on to have a chance to repair her relationship with the Mutant Nation when Magneto invites her to Krakoa's first Hellfire Gala. But her body is found murdered, and things get a little strained between the mutants and the Avengers. Wanda is resurrected by Krakoa, though without any memories after the disassembled event, so she doesn't remember anything since the, early 2000s. Wanda then begins to remember, but her distress causes her powers to manifest monsters that attack the island. It's only after reconciling with her past deeds, figuratively and physically, that she finally begins to heal. Afterwards, it's revealed that Wanda is actually working with the mutants to help strengthen Krakoa's resurrection protocols. After this, she seems to have been forgiven by the Mutant Nation for the events of M-Day. And there you have it. A mutant with no magical powers becomes one of the strongest magical users within the Marvel Universe. Will Wanda alter the fabric of reality in Marvel's Midnight Suns? Well, you're gonna have to play it to find out. And check back here for more details on the characters that you're going to see within the game. I hope you guys enjoyed, and today's episode has been brought to you by Marvel's Midnight Suns.